Hello and welcome to another ConsoleCole review. I've been trying to keep the consoles I reviewed fairly varied, but this time I just have to go with another Super Nintendo game. Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. There isn't much background to really cover here, so I'll be brief. Yes, this is technically a sequel to the traditional arcade Pac-Man. I'm dead serious. Look it up if you have to. I'm not sure how we came from simply being chased by ghosts to this, but this is another game I had growing up and it just frustrated me endlessly. If it wasn't blatantly obvious, this is not in the style of the arcade Pac-Man, but more of a point-and-click game. What makes this point-and-click different from others is that your actions affect a real-time AI character who will behave differently when exposed to different situations and gets in different moods. Key phrase in that sentence was different moods, as I'll touch on that later. There's two main ways of interacting with Pac-Man, and the first and main way is using the Slingshot. Hold B to draw the Slingshot and then let it go to shoot stuff, and there's a lot of stuff to shoot and interact with. Some stuff won't do anything, others will change Pac-Man's mood, others actually result in a death, which actually just resets the screen, but some simple stuff causes these resets, like popping Pac-Man's balloon. Like really? That punishment does not fit the crime. The other way to interact with Pac-Man is to tell him to look somewhere using the D-pad, which you really have to watch over him like he's a freaking baby. He trips over stuff or doesn't realize that something's about to fall on him. It's super frustrating. Also, if he's super sad or super pissed off, then he just won't listen to your commands. And then he falls into whatever trap you are trying to warn him about. The game is split up into 4 missions. The first mission is to go get some milk for the baby. Initially, as a kid, this was hard for me because it wasn't straightforward and I'd always try to find a supermarket or something because that's where you find milk. But no, you have to go straight to the cow. Shoot the crow and it'll attack Pac-Man, and in the process it knocks over the empty bottle and you can milk that cow. That's the kind of out-of-the-box thinking that this game stresses. The next mission is getting flowers for your neighbor, and again, I always thought you just go to the market to buy some flowers, but no. You have to go into the mountains and pick them by hand. You go through some trial and error trying to figure out where you need to go, and then you stumble across this paraglider, which this part was always really hard for me. You have to tell him to go higher, then you have to shoot him to go lower. You gotta shoot the ghosts, and you gotta watch out for obstacles. It's really crazy, and it definitely helps to memorize some of it. The third mission is retrieving an electric guitar. I've never made it to the third mission before, so let's see how this goes the first time around. I let Pac-Man wander around interacting with stuff like this painter who Pac-Man knocks off because he's an asshole. Then he sits on a bench, and then he walks by a music store. Let's try in there. Nope, not in there. After doing a loop or two through the stage, I get more experimental with slingshotting stuff, like this guard, a soda machine, some small children, just trying to shoot everything. So then Pac-Man stumbles across these sewers, and you have to shoot him so that he falls down there. This eventually leads to the ghost factory. The ghosts are directed by this mysterious ghost queen bitch that always tells the ghost to attack Pac-Man, so she's the main villain if you really want to call her that. So then Pac-Man gets to this door that can only be opened with these 3 optional ID card things that I don't have yet, but those are just optional, so I just pass by hoping to do that later. I check around the stage for another 2 or 3 hours and I can't find this damn guitar. It turns out you have to get Pac-Man super pissed and then have him fight the guard so that he turns into the 3 ghosts, who one of them has the guitar. Like what the heck? I tried fighting the guard before. Who's supposed to find that out? I'm okay with super secretive stuff to do in the post-game or with optional items, but when it prevents me from progressing, that's just stupid in my opinion. The last mission requires the 3 ID cards, so I go back and collect them, which wasn't really too hard. I knew where they were at, I just didn't want to collect them the first time. I was trying to beat the game as quick as possible. So then it's time to fight the ABC gum monster. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the evil bitch lady told the ghost to take all the children's ABC gum and make a gum monster. Sheesh, how many drugs did these game developers take? Anyway, you just shoot the gum monster in the face and Pac-Man does the rest. It's a fairly easy final boss to the game. This unlocks seeing the percentage of completeness for those who want to 100% the game. I'm not often that kind of person, but I'm curious as to how much I've completed. 17%? I beat the damn game. How much extra stuff is there to do? Do I have to get Pac-Man to do every single interaction that can be done in the game? If so, screw that. Besides nitpicking a few things, it actually was a really fun game to play as an adult. Most of the stuff was a little too far over my head as a kid, or the lack of direct control just didn't interest me. but it's genuinely entertaining to see how Pac-Man acts with stuff. I used to actually hate this game because of that, and now I really like it, to the point it's one of my more favorite Super Nintendo games. Well, this wraps up another review. Hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, be expecting the next review shortly.